it's interesting because it's an evolution every year of what we do. And like you said, it's changed dramatically. You know, this past year, the IUL leads have been huge. And what I've done, because I do a lot of social media, is making my own informative videos, right? And being very consistent and putting a lot of those out, and then utilizing a lead vendor that basically will take my videos. They'll kind of manage your meta, right? And then you'll control to them what your ad spend is. And that's the thing. Like, you just got to play that game with, okay, like, maybe I want to do 150 a day. Maybe I want to do 200. Maybe I want to do 300, whatever. And then what's cool about when you do your own videos, and I would encourage anybody, and I get it, not everybody wants to be in front of the camera.
Sure.
What's cool is they're then seeing you,
right? And
then they booked with you through, you know, I have it connected to a calendar, and there's like an AI component, right? They fill out the lead, they go through it, they book on my calendar. Now they see you, they know you, you get on the phone, so you have instant credibility. Right. And what's also cool is I'll get a lot of people that follow me from the ad, and I'll get notifications on Instagram. Hey, you know, John Smith followed you from the ad. Doesn't necessarily mean that he booked an appointment yet. Right. But now he can go back and he can see the 15 videos I did on IULs. Yeah. And maybe one day he's going to scroll and then he's going to book on my calendar. So it became like this whole, like, you got to change it up a little bit. Yeah. In addition to doing some of the in-home. But the reality is the mortgage game dried up a little bit. Sure. And I think at the time, to stay consistent, I was like, all right, like, if I don't do something, I'm not going to be able to write what I wrote. Right. This is no way. Yeah. It's not going to happen. So I think you got to be willing to be like, all right, let me change a little bit. Let me tweak some things. I don't got to, like, completely reinvent the wheel. And that's kind of what I did. And it really has broadened things for me. And I feel like you can actually write more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're on pace to write more. Yeah. And like we talked about on your True Talk, work, you know, wise, you're doing about the same, right? Yeah. I mean, yes, you're home now, you're on the phone more, but it's not like you didn't double your schedule, your hours work to have this uptick. But at the pace you're on now, you'll do about $300,000 more than you did last year. Yeah, with the same amount of effort, pretty much. IUL premiums are obviously higher. Yep. You probably got tired of hearing everyone scream about IULs for the past year. I think you wrote some, but like, dude, everyone's IUL. You know, virtual telesales, and you were still in the home. But it's a big adjustment, especially selling at the level you're selling, because it's a whole different setup. Yeah, going from in-home to remote, going from predominantly mortgage and some final to IULs, it's not as drastic, but you think about like Netflix when you're old enough to remember the old Netflix, right?
Mailing in your
DVDs, bro. Yeah, my DVDs are here, you know. It was so cool. Oh shit, they showed up. But when they were at their peak, dude, they were killing it. And they decided to literally cannibalize their own company. Yeah. Right? Shut down the I mean, I'm sure they still do some, nothing like they did. They moved all their efforts to streaming. Everybody thought they were crazy. And look at them now. You know, you got NFL on there. You got WWE on there, plus the movies. I mean, they're opening up another, like, movie studio to make their own films and shows. But they had to be smart enough to know that, dude, this is what we're doing is great, but that's not going to last for the future. Correct. And it's kind of like, here, we've been saying that about mortgage leads forever. Direct mail. Yeah. Dude, the younger the people are, the less they go to the mailbox. Everything's electronic, right? It's almost weird. Sometimes here I'm like, dude, why are you handing me paper? Yeah, just email. It's like, exactly. Yeah, I'll pull it up on my tablet. Don't hand me no damn paper. Yep. But that's where we're heading to. So do you keep fighting this? I mean, dude, what's the most expensive mortgage lead you ever paid for? Oh, God, maybe a little over 100 probably. Yeah, $100. Yeah. So it's like, when does that get to the point where it don't make sense anymore? Yeah. Right?
It's interesting because what I actually did on my mortgage leads to that point, I added probably 2 years ago where they can call into me, right? And then I added a QR code so they can scan it and you can get that digitally. So now you're getting it 3 ways. So that kind of helped a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. What percentage of the responses do you think were coming through either the QR code or calling you versus sending the mailer in?
Probably in like 50%-ish. Yeah, that's definitely.
It's a lot, dude.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, you're definitely getting a lot less.
People that you would not have been able to speak to if you didn't have that on there.
Correct.
Right. Some people still are going to send them in, but it's not going to be like it was. Yeah. I mean, even when we started FFL, the return rate was about 1%, 1.5% if you're lucky. God knows what it is now if they're charging $100 a lead. So it's like, what do? Keep and we've had people that I just keep getting my mortgage leads, Mike. Like, all right, dude, you're gonna be out of business soon.
Correct.
It's like when we adjusted the bonus program. Well, if we kept paying what we were paying, we wouldn't be sitting here right now because it was too much.
Yep.
I mean, y'all loved it, but but we need to be in business. But making that change, it's a drastic change. But now your sales are what, 50% IUL?
Yeah.
Yeah. So walk me through this whole process. You got these videos.
Yeah.
You're recording them, educational IUL stuff. You're putting them out. You got a company. Can we say a company?
Yeah, Clever Closers.
Clever Closers. Yeah. You give them your content.
Mm-hmm.
They schedule. They put it out. They're managing your meta ads, so Facebook ads, whatever. You're coming up with the lead spend, whatever it is. And then how are you getting in touch with these clients? Like, what do they do once they get the video?
Yeah, so they will fill out like an ad, or fill out a lead form, and then I have like an AI. So they'll go in from that into the AI. In the AI, like a messaging system. Okay. I have it set up where, you did the lead. Here's the text that you're going to get. It has like my business card with a picture on it, my calendar. Hey, we know you had an interest in the IUL. Book on Steve's calendar for 15-minute consultation. Mm-hmm. Let's say they do it. Cool. That goes in my Calendly, goes on my Apple Calendar. And let's say they don't. The next day, they're going to get like I have like a string of messages. They're going to get a second one. Yeah. Hey, we noticed you didn't book on the calendar, blah, blah, blah. To the point where they're either going to book something or they're going to say, stop messaging me.
Right.
And then
either one's fine.
And then you wake up and you got 16, 17 people booked on your calendar. Yeah. You're probably going to talk to half of them, right? Yep. You're going to have some reschedules. So like when I sit down now to dial on a Monday, Thursday, I still run, let's call it 10 to 15 in-home a week, give or take.
Okay.
I sit down. I know I have these appointments that I'm calling. If they no-show or whatever, I go back through the list of all the people that got messaged and didn't respond.
Yeah.
I call them manually from my main number. If they don't respond, I have a manual text. It's in my notes on my phone.
Yeah.
I cut and paste it. So now they get it again.
Got it.
Where they can book it.
Yeah.
And then in between, I'm booking in-homes.
Right.
So it's just like this constant on the phone.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, the day goes by. You talk to 6 people. You sold 3. You wrote $7,000. You booked 4 appointments for tomorrow in-home.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Right.
Like, not complicated.
No, I mean, any agent with us can do this.
100%. You just got to do it.
Just got to do it. Who's doing is this what's called Closer?
Clever Closers.
Clever Closers. They're doing the drip. They're doing all that stuff, or you're setting.
So they're doing the managing the ads on Meta.
Okay.
And they'll also, it's good, they'll give me like a script of like what they think will perform well in an IUL, and then I just make the video, whatever. And then
so they're even helping you out with the content.
Yeah. 100%.
Any agent can call them up and
use them. Yep. And if you're on my team, I have people on my team that can use my videos too. Which is cool.
Yeah.
So then the AI deal, it's basically like a chatbot.
Yeah.
Thing. And you can have it where it's it'll be an AI interaction where they're actually trained on IULs to answer questions. No sometimes I have it on, sometimes I don't, because you know how the AI is. Sometimes it's not there yet.
Right.
But you just basically set up the drip of what you want them to get every day.
Okay.
So like, let's say it's day 4. Hey Bob, we saw you were interested in this. Are you still interested or not? Because we'll take you off the list or whatever.
Yeah.
Or it'll say like, hey, are you interested for you and a family member? So it's just like this constant like you're just dripping on people.
Which is what you don't get with direct mail, right? Like I sent you a mailer. You either open it or not, right? A lot of people don't even open the shit.
Right. And it's sitting there.
Then you fill it out. You may not even put it back in the envelope. Like there's so many steps to take, and we're not like calling you going, hey, you didn't fill it out or dripping on it. But through the internet, through technology, you can drip on these people almost until they book an appointment, or like you said, leave me alone. So they're booking the appointments themselves, number one. You're dripping on them, so the ones that don't book initially can come back to book. You also have a list of people that you're calling, right? So there's like 3 or 4 different ways for them to even get on your schedule.
Correct. And that's the thing that I think people always forget. At the end of the day, there's going to be, quote unquote, a hard work behind this.
Yeah.
And I like to tell people, like, selling insurance is not hard. Like, I love the agents that says, well, if I get in front of people, I can sell like nobody's business. That's awesome. But if you suck at getting in front of people, like, so I always tell people, I'm like, I focus on contact.
Yep.
I want to get in contact with you one way or another. If I get in contact with you, then yes, I can get you on my calendar and then I can sell you. But I work really, really hard and always have on the contact side of things.
Yeah.
And this, obviously, the technology is going to help you a little bit in this case. And what's also cool is when you're now running this stuff through your Meta, people will connect and follow you on Instagram. You'll get notifications. You know, John Smith followed me from my ad, and then they start seeing all the content you're doing.
Right.
So maybe they weren't ready then.
Yeah.
But in 3 months when they see one of my videos, oh yeah, let me message that guy.
Right.
And if I see that they did, I connect with them. I'll send them a personal message, whatever. It's just this, you got to be constantly putting out to connect with people.
Yep. And on your Instagram or all your socials, what are you putting out for content? Just IUL stuff? Anything else?
I do everything. I mean, I like to be, like, obviously a lot of recruitment stuff.
Yep.
I think you do a lot of lifestyle stuff. I think you need to be transparent and talk about what you like, what you do.
Yeah. Any personal stuff, or is it just
I do tons of personal stuff.
Family stuff.
Family stuff, like sports stuff. Like, I've always kind of been, I don't know whether it's right or wrong, like, I'm going to be me. I had this dude a couple months ago, you know, he books through the ad. He gets on the call with me and he starts talking to me about, like, the Dolphins. He's like, man, I see you do a Dolphin podcast. He's like, you do that and you do insurance. He's like, that's really, really cool. Like, can you get me the IUL now? I'm like, yeah, man. Like, I'm glad you like my stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get people that don't like you. That's the way it works.
Sure.
It's the name of the game.
Yep.
But you just got to put it out there. Like, build a brand.
Right.
And then people are going to be attracted to it, you know? And if they're not, like, they're not the people for you.
Right. Forget about ad spend. So if I'm brand new and I'm hearing this, I'm like, dude, I don't have a lot of money yet. I'm trying to, like, what is this going to cost me to set up and run? Not the ad spend, everything else.
The management fee using this particular company is like $1,000 a month.
Okay.
So it's not like
a couple policies, you know?
Yeah, it's
one
not
maybe.
Astronomical, yeah. And the reality is, too, like, you can, if you get into this and you don't have a lot of money, start doing some content and putting some stuff out.
Correct.
Like,
you can manage it by yourself.
Yeah, you totally can. Like, get people, you got to be passionate about what you're doing, and you got to put it out into the universe. Yeah. That's literally what all these people are doing on social media that are entrepreneurs and they're building brands. They're passionate about it. They put it out there, and they put it out there on the regular.
Yeah. On a weekly basis, how many appointments are you getting by just people scheduling themselves, not the ones you're calling?
Probably. Okay, that's a good question. Probably 35-ish, maybe.
What's your ad spend?
I think I have it at 200 a day.
200 a day, 35 automatically booked, and then through the other, you know, whatever, rest of the process.
Yeah, like
you
ones that I call or whatever.
How many are you adding to that?
Probably another 5 to 10.
5 to 10. Okay, so 45 or so appointments just doing this.
Right.
Is that the only leads you're getting right now?
So that's that, and then I still have some of my mortgage mailers.
Okay.
I had cut back, like I took one vendor out.
Yeah.
So I think I have like 2 mortgage mailers. They're not crazy high. And like I said, I added the QR code. I added the phone number to call me.
Yeah.
So then that's garnering me, whatever, call it 10 to 15 in homes a week, give or take.
So what do you run, 50 appointments? Like, what's your appointment goal for the week right now?
You know, it's funny. I honestly never count the virtual ones. I really don't.
Yeah.
I only, in my notes, I always count for the week what I ran in-home. But I mean, I guess if we're looking at it that way, it's got to be like 45, 50, probably. Something like that.
How do you choose which ones you're running in-home?
Well, the mortgage ones I call, those I always book.
You always run in home.
Yeah. Unless I shouldn't say that. The other day I actually had one that was virtual.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why it was funny. Saturday I had 1 in-home appointment and I had like 9 virtual. And I'm like, all right. And the guy was like an hour and a half from me. I'm like, am I going to drive this dude for an hour and a half from me? So I called him at the time. I go, hey man, we're just going to do this over the phone. And he's like, oh, cool. And I sold him $150 a month.
Right.
Whatever. So, like, for the most part, I'm going to run those in-home. But you got to weigh out the options. Was I going to drive 3 hours?
Correct.
When I got 9 appointments, I can sit in my office. Even if I sell them, it's not worth it.
No.
So every day is different. You got to weigh out the options, you know?
Yeah.